want to say a few words about the liberty analysis writing assignment that I'm asking you to do. And this is going to be just some remarks in addition to what's in the directions, which are in assignments, and also what's on a PowerPoint that I'm placing on course documents. I'm going to be just reading along with PowerPoint, which I have before me, and we'll be just adding some comments. First of all, this is not a creative writing assignment. It is not a research paper. This is just going to be a way for you to kind of reflect back to me that you understand the material that we've studied and can apply some of the concepts that we've learned to real-life Supreme Court cases. So part of the challenge here is for you to follow the directions, because this is going to follow a certain format in terms of your response. First of all, it's going to be a 3 to 4 page typed assignment that you're going to submit through assignments. You're going to go to the back of the textbook, pages 192 to 198, and choose one of those controversies. You've already filled out your liberty analysis preparation sheet, so presumably you've already chosen one of those cases. Your paper is going to have 5 major paragraphs, one for each of the meanings of liberty that we have studied so far in the class. There's not going to be a kind of a long, fluffy introduction. You're just going to tell me what the case is that you're going to be analyzing. And there's not really a need for a conclusion unless there's something that you want to say. The part of the paper that I'm going to grade is the 5 major paragraphs. So each paragraph is going to look pretty much the same. Each paragraph is going to contain 5 sentences as follows. The first paragraph is going to begin in the first sentence with a statement saying which side winning the case would promote the meaning of liberty that you're discussing. So the first paragraph is going to be living under government that protects person and property. So you're going to think about the case you're studying. You're going to either say, I'm going to take Lochner versus New York just as a random example. Either Lochner winning would promote this meaning of liberty, New York, or it doesn't apply. If nobody's hurting anybody else, then it doesn't apply. So that's going to be your first statement. There has to be a clear and correct statement. Which side winning would promote liberty in the sense you're discussing, and or a statement that it doesn't apply. Your next sentence is going to be a statement of the reason why that side winning would promote that meaning of liberty, or an explanation of why it doesn't apply. So, for example, the reason why New York winning would promote liberty in whatever sense you're discussing, let's say living under a government that protects person and property, is, and then you give me a clear, hopefully correct statement of why that side winning would promote that, or why it doesn't apply. Your third sentence is going to be not your own words. You're going to choose a quotation from the textbook that we've studied that's going to be a definition of the meaning of liberty that you're discussing for living under a government that protects person and property. There's good quotations in either Activity 2D and Activity 3. For the second meaning of liberty, living under a government that protects, that does not harm person and property. 6B is a very good quotation. There may be some others that would work too, and so on. Has to be a primary source quotation. I just recommend you get one from the book. It's going to be something that Madison said, Hamilton said, Jefferson said, or First Continental Congress, etc. Tell me which activity the quotation is from in the letter, 22B, 30A, etc. Then the fourth sentence is just going to be you explaining in your own words what that quotation is saying. So just using different words, tell me, make sure, let me see that you understand what the quotation means. That's your fourth sentence. The fifth sentence is going to be the application, and this is the one that I seem to have the most difficulty explaining to students, but let me try. So you've already, in the first, in the second sentence of this paragraph, said why the particular side winning would promote the meaning of liberty, or why it doesn't apply. So when you come to the end, this sentence is going to be a little bit like that, but in that second sentence, you're going to be just using the main definition of the meaning of liberty that we've studied, which you're going to find at the beginning of each section. So, the beginning of each section defines that meaning of liberty and then contains quotations relevant to that definition, and so on for each succeeding section of the book. But in this final sentence of the paragraph, you're going to be taking the quotation that you chose and applying that quotation to the case and explaining why this meaning of liberty would be promoted by one side or the other, or why it doesn't apply. So what you'll end up doing is taking just a few words from the quotation and saying, I'm just going to use the example from the PowerPoint. New York winning would promote liberty in the sense of self-government because it would make it possible for the people of New York to, and then take a few words from the quotation to show me that you know not only what the quotation means, but that you can apply it to the situation in the case. So those 5 sentences, that's your paragraph, and you're going to repeat that for each succeeding paragraph devoted to a different meaning of liberty. The first 5, they're what they are in the directions of the first 5 that we studied. Make sure you do it in order. That's really important for me to be able to grade it easily, that you do them in the order assigned in the directions. So one thing that I want to emphasize is, even if the meaning you're studying doesn't apply, like maybe liberty in the sense of personal liberty, freedom from physical restraint doesn't apply because no one was wrongly imprisoned, you still have to do each of the 5 steps. You can't just say it doesn't apply and then move on to the next paragraph, because you won't get any of the points for that paragraph. You have to do the quotation and the application, etc., for every single one of those. And this reminds me that what you'll find that I've attached also in the assignment, a checklist. So that shows you that every single part of the paragraph is necessary to get the points. And I'm going to use that to grade your assignment, so why don't you have that next to you too as you're writing, or to double check what you've done to make sure that you've done each of the sections I'm asking you to do. The one kind of case I'm going to ask you to do a little bit differently than the others is the abortion cases, just because this is kind of a unresolvable controversy, and I want to make sure that you see both sides of the controversy. So if you choose any case that has to do with abortion, which are really interesting, so I encourage you to do that. I just want to ask you to consider both possibilities, that the fetus is a person and that the fetus is not a person. So as we've said before, if the fetus is a person, then there's a life there to protect, and that's relevant to some of the meanings of liberty. If there's not, then there isn't, and that's also relevant to how you're going to analyze. I just want to have a statement on both sides. So that's the assignment. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to email me, and I wish you great success on the assignment. And remember, you will get an opportunity to rewrite it if you get a grade that you're disappointed with. That'll be true of the midterm. It won't be the case with the final, but for the midterm, since it's an unusual kind of assignment, I want to give you that opportunity for success.